Another really common question that I get a lot of times in an initial consultation when somebody's just starting a criminal case is, how long will this case last? In other words, how long do I have to live with this case hanging over my head? How long until I can expect some sort of resolution? So that's what we're talking about on this week's video, so stick around. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a great week and gearing up for another good weekend. And before I start this week's video, I do want to take just a minute and make a couple shameless plugs. The first is on this video, if everybody could do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. That really helps out to make sure that I know what videos you guys are or are not interested in seeing. It really helps me keep doing this. So if these videos are something that you want me to keep doing, please like the video, subscribe to the channel so that I know that. The other thing is every Sunday night, there's a link in the description below, I do a live stream over on Twitch where I talk about any topics that you guys want to talk about. It's where I get a lot of the ideas for these videos are questions that people ask in that live stream. So again, 7:45 at night on Sunday nights over on Twitch, totally free. Come by, hang out, chat, and let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know what you want to see while I kind of mess around on some video games and just have some fun, really informal, casual stuff. So now that's out of the way. Let's talk about this week's video, which is how long does a criminal case take from beginning to end? And like a lot of topics that we talk about here, the first answer and the honest answer is really it depends. And I know that's frustrating, but it's really true. And on average, some cases, like if you're looking at, let's take a DWI, for example, on average, those cases may take 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, depending on the county that you're in and depending on what stage the case is in. Whereas some felonies, on average, may take a year and a half, 2 years. Or if you're talking about federal cases, on average, they may take a year, 2 years, sometimes even 3 or 4 years. So really, it's always difficult to say. Now, what I will say is that when folks have their initial consultation and we go over the case in detail and I have a better idea of the facts of what happened, what we're looking at, how hotly contested is this issue, is this something that we know going into it it's going to be a plea, or we know going into it it's going to be a trial, then I can give you a much better estimate of how long the case will take. But all that to say that the number one thing to keep in mind as you're going through a criminal case or as somebody you know is going through a criminal case is that no matter what, these cases take time. There is no type of case that I can tell you on average is resolved very quickly. No matter what kind of case it is, no matter what county you're in, no matter what jurisdiction, no matter what ends up happening, I would never say, or I would hardly ever say, that cases get resolved fast. Speed is not something that this system is built for. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, and that I preach to a lot of my clients, is that even though it kind of is counterintuitive, time is a defendant's friend in a criminal case. There are a lot of things that can happen over the course of time that serve to benefit a defendant, and they do not necessarily benefit the state or the government. For example, the arresting officers could end up picking up some disciplinary issues, or they could get fired from the police agency that they work for. I've had this happen, they could get arrested themselves, right? So now we find ourselves in a much better leveraging position because we waited it out. Witnesses start to become less cooperative with the state or less cooperative with the government because the time and effort that they have to expend in prosecuting a case just gets to be like, at the end of the day, it's not worth it to us, right? So that could be something that works in your favor. Prosecutors, when a case starts and they first get it, it's an interesting case. It's new. It's something that they're really diving into, and they're getting into all the facts. As time progresses, it just becomes another case. They get more newer, more interesting cases that they really want to focus their time and effort on. And so your case just becomes another one on their desk. Like, what do we need to do to clear this off so that I can move on? Right. So there's a lot of reasons why time is typically the defendant's friend in a criminal case. So as an office, we will never rush through a case. As a lawyer, I never try to rush through a case just to get it done as fast as I can, because even though from a business or a financial standpoint that's beneficial to me, it's almost never in the benefit of my client, right? So ultimately, I'm going to do what's in the client's best interest, even if that means dragging the case out. Now, the problem is most of the time I have clients that say, I want this done. I want this over with. I want you to hurry up and get something done. And so it's this balancing act of, I'm never going to drag a case out just for the sheer purpose of dragging it out, but I'm never going to rush through it either. And so just know going in that everything about a criminal case takes time, everything moves slowly. That's okay. That's normal. It's typically always in your best interest. Just like always, if there's any other questions you have on this topic or anything else, please feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call, throw a message in the comments, or even better, come by the live stream on Sundays and we can chat about it. And you can tell me what other videos you want me to do or what other questions pop up that I can answer. So hope this was helpful. Hope it was kind of informative. I always hope that. If it was, like the video, subscribe, comment, whatever you need to do so that I know that these videos are working. Until I see you next week, I hope everybody has an awesome weekend, an awesome week next week, and y'all be good and stay on the right side of the bars.